Hey everyone, my name is Chris. I am the lead genius here at South Shore BMW. Thank you for taking the time to check this video out with me today. So what we are going to be doing today is breaking down something which is a lot of common questions are coming in with the 5 Series, actually with a lot of cars, but the 5 Series seems to be one of the, the more notorious ones with this question. But it is that pad right down there. A lot of people are pretty confused as to what exactly that is. The assumption is that it's wireless charging, and that could or could not be correct depending on the model you have, the equipment, and all that other stuff. In the 5 Series, the one thing I'll say with this particular car is that they made it a little bit easier because it's the last generation of that kind of technology. So what you can see right down there, see that little line? That's not just a line, that's a light. It's an LED indicator letting you know that the charging pad is on and working, because when there's a compatible device sitting on that pad, it'll light up blue. If there's a connection, something on the pad, something blocking the connection, it'll turn yellow typically, or if it starts to overheat or something. So it's a little bit easier in the sedans to clearly figure out what that is, because the SUVs don't have that light necessarily, so just keep that in mind as well. So what I'd like to really do is break down what it is and how you know the equipment that you have in the vehicle, especially because it does look pretty deceiving. So what else could this pad possibly be is the first question. Well, it could be an NFC pad for the digital key. Well, what is that? Well, that's what this is. So this is the BMW digital key card. You may or may not have received this depending on whether or not you have digital key in your vehicle. But if you did receive this kind of funny looking card and it's in your owner's manual and you never looked twice at it again, that very likely could explain why the pad is there to begin with. In fact, more often than not, our vehicles will have an NFC pad down there, but not a wireless charging pad down there. Most of our vehicles are compatible with digital key today, meaning most of your cars should have this. And take a look at the back of this, see where it says right down there. You definitely cannot. 1 second. There we go. NFC, that is what we're talking about. NFC stands for Near Field Communication, and it is a way that we can make this card or your phone a key, essentially. So let's look a little closer to the pad and learn more about what it is we're looking at. So the first thing that we can see, it's pretty obvious. You can see that LED indicator right down there at the bottom. That is going to show you clearly that it is wireless charging. But the big giveaway is look inside this device right here. So this right there, see that little, it looks like a battery actually, a little charging right there. That tells you that you have a charging pad. See that the direction of those lines are going to the right side of this whole icon here. That also tells you that you have a charging pad. That's just what they do. That's what they stamp on it when it has that. If you look at this pad and it has this outline shape, it has that big kind of rectangle going around, but you don't have that inside piece and those little lines are going to the left and there's no LED indicator down there, that means you do not have wireless charging. That means the pad is only for NFC only. And that's a really important indication, because when these pads first came out and you had that stamped kind of graphic on there, it's really deceiving because it looks like that's a phone or it's a device or something and it's meant for charging, and that's not necessarily what it's for. It is 100% for the digital key. So keeping in mind those two distinctions of that pad, that's going to go a long way to figure out whether or not you have a device that is capable of doing both functions or a device that is only NFC technology. Of course, one thing keep this in mind as well, if the car is old enough that it does not have NFC technology, that pad likely is only for wireless charging. So it really is important to take a close look at that pad and understanding the model, the year of the vehicle, Is there a little charging bolt in there? Is an LED indicator? All these things can help clarify whether or not you have one or both of those functions. And of course, if you are confused and you really just can't figure it out, you can always reach out to the Genius team at South Shore BMW. We'd be more than happy to assist with any of those questions. So again, my name is Chris. I am the lead genius here at South Shore BMW. Thank you for taking the time to check out the video, and please subscribe so you can always stay up to date with the latest content and all the great cars that we have here at South Shore BMW.